What is up, everybody? Appreciate everybody in the chat already. Guys, it means a lot seeing all of you guys here right off the rip. Um, let's give a quick shout out to the sponsors that do keep this channel going, guys. Big shout out to Fry's Critters. Huge supporter of the channel. You know, does some amazing things in the community. Huge supporter for everybody. You guys make sure to give him a follow on Instagram, Facebook. He also started a Twitch. Make sure to check him out, as well as Zilla Footwear, guys. They have some awesome deals going on. Their Christmas merch will be coming out soon. You guys make sure to check them out. Link is in the description. They have a lot of awesome footwear, guys. Here's a little video to show you guys the awesomeness of all the cool things they've got over there. I mean, I've got a couple pairs myself. These guys are super comfortable, amazing footwear, great products. I mean, can't go wrong. And with Christmas around the corner, these things are great Christmas gifts. I tell you that right now. But without further ado, let me, I got stuck. Why won't it pull it off? There we go. We have a special guest, and he is walked away for a second. He'll be right back. Let's see. Quick shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Zach, bro, appreciate you. Casey in the house. What a GCG.
All right,
Pride. There's our special guest, and I will go ahead and let him introduce himself to you guys.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining. My name is Victor. I am the, owner operator of Vix Aquatics Instagram page. I do have a YouTube. Not really active on it yet right now. Basically, a little bit about me. I'm a fish keeper for about 7 years. I've been breeding black rams for about a year now, and kind of starting to branch out into other species. Fish keeper, fish breeder, aquascaper. I do have some reptiles as well. But yeah, I just love animals. I'm an animal person overall.
Right on. That's actually really cool. I knew you bred and kept fish, and I didn't know that you actually kept reptiles too.
Yeah, I just recently started keeping reptiles. Kevin, Kegzotics.
The homie Kevin.
Yeah, homie Kevin. He's been actually trying to give me a ball python for a few months, and I just haven't had the ability to take it yet. I haven't set up a spot for it, but yeah, right now I have 2 wild-caught Mediterranean house geckos. Don't judge me that they're wild-caught. They're invasive here in Cali, so you know it is what it is.
I like it.
And then I have a leopard gecko from Drew for Weight Reptiles, and then a Cresty from K Exotics, Kevin.
That's awesome, dude. I didn't know we were that small of a circle, because Kevin's the homie and Drew's like my little brother. For those that don't know, that's 408 Reptiles. Make sure you guys check out his channel. He's still growing, and also he started a YouTube as well. He's just getting into things, so make sure to give him a follow on that. Tell him I sent you guys over there. He's doing some awesome things in the hobby. I actually got him hooked up with my boy Chad over there at Gatorpool Gators.
Nice.
So trying to help him grow the channel. You know, I'm all about the support and getting everybody. Appreciate it, Casey. Kevin the house. I'm gonna change your mind. Support the snake. You got it, bro.
I told him he's gonna have to start charging me room and board for that thing, for all the frozen rats he's been feeding it.
Damn. So what all species of fish do you work with?
Like in terms of breeding?
Yeah. Or even just keeping.
Oh, okay. Well, I have if you can see the rack here behind me.
I'm gonna solo you out so everybody can see it.
See that there?
Oh, wow. Look at that.
A little hard to operate the camera backward.
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
You know, so I got a total of 14 tanks here in the garage. It's gonna be 6 10-gallons on top, 2 40 breeders, 6 10-gallons on the bottom. In this rack, I mainly have black rams at the moment. That's pretty much the fish that I was wanting to kind of like focus on, you know, on breeding.
Okay.
They're a little bit of a rare, not rare, but hard to acquire. You know, you got to kind of look online to find them. You're not going to really find good quality ones at a local pet store. So
Right.
it's really the only way to find them right now is like online through breeders. So I decided I was gonna like put all my energy into that. That's the whole reason why this rack is here. I do have a pair of angelfish down at the bottom. Um, Another pair of angelfish that I'm going to move into this rack, and I also have a pair of um, one is a platinum parrot cichlid and one is a polar blue parrot cichlid. So
Nice.
they're just like little tiny little ping
Yep.
pong balls, basically. They're breeding for me, so I have two that have spawned for me 2 times already. I have 3 platinums and 2 polar blues, and um, I probably will get a second pair out of the group of 5 that I received from my buddy. So in the end, if I were to count everything, kind of counting my eggs before they hatch, I have 6 pairs of breeding black rams, 2 pairs of angelfish, and then possibly two pairs of parrot dwarf cichlid, dwarf parrots, basically. That's all here in the rack. In my house, I have in my bedroom 4 tanks on a stand that I built myself, a 55, a 3.8 gallon paludarium, and then 220 longs on the bottom. It's kind of 2 and 2. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen it. But yeah, in my room, I have angelfish as well. The angelfish here in the rack were kept for display, and then they ended up just breeding for me. So I just decided to move them.
That's
I
cool.
wasn't.
I like angelfish. We used to keep a lot of stuff. Just a brief background on myself. I actually used to breed koi fish. We had an aggressive pond, so we had like largemouth bass, red-tailed catfish, shovel nose catfish, tiger shovel nose. We had quite a few. We had actually had a shovel nose red-tail hybrid that somebody gave us because it outgrew their tank. And then we had some big, real. I say some. We had like 6 really big Oscars. I love the aggressive stuff. And then right now we keep a pond for our turtles and stuff. We use cichlids like this. Just the more like the yellows, the blues, stuff like that. They breed so easily. So and then they're an aggressive eater. So I don't know if a lot of people know this, but in ponds, if mosquitoes and stuff lay their eggs and everything, cichlids will actually eat all that stuff.
Nice.
So I let them breed out there. So I think this is really cool. That's why I like bringing more than one thing together, trying to do a bigger community. I think that's really awesome that even the homie Kev is trying to get you more into reptiles as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. So how did you get into this, like keeping and breeding fish?
Funny enough, I used to watch a lot of fishing, like I guess channels on YouTube,
Okay.
and it's kind of funny that people who like to fish also like to keep fish.
Yep.
It's just the thing about liking fish. So all these guys on YouTube I used to watch all kept fish and all had huge ponds and things like that, and I was like, oh man, it's making me want to have a tank or two. This is about like I said 7 years ago, and I had to bring it to my wife. I said, hey babe, I want to get a fish tank. Do you mind? And she was like, all right. And I started off with a single 10-gallon tank. It was underfiltered and overstocked. Had 3 gouramis, a pleco. Had 3 gouramis and a pleco in a 10-gallon tank. And it was like totally, when you think of beginner tank, totally beginner tank.
Right.
I had that for a few years, and then that tank finally sprung a leak, and that's when I got my 55-gallon. So that's kind of like a big step.
Right.
I wanted something a little larger, but I actually found that one on Craigslist for really cheap with a stand that already came with it. So I just bought it. I got the 55 for $50. So that's a pretty good steal.
Nice.
Yeah, but basically I was influenced by people I watched on YouTube. I already liked fish, because I'm a huge fisherman. I got like 15 rods off in the corner that you can't see right now, but yeah, just I really like fish. They're really
Mine's
cool
on the other side of the wall.
That's funny. Yeah, they're very smart. People always kind of think fish are dumb, but they're very intelligent creatures, and some are going to be smarter than others, but um, they have more than like a 2 minute memory. I'll say, it's not it's just some dumb thing who swims around looking for food all day. Like they, pretty smart. They have habits. They have patterns, and it's cool to watch them display those things, in the glass box.
That's actually really cool. I actually I trained my largemouth bass. I actually trained him. I called him Slam because anytime he
That's
was
how
gonna
he is.
eat something, he would slam it.
Slam. That's so funny.
And so I used to feed him like fillets of tilapia and things like that. And I actually got him to start shooting out of the water to eat it out of my
Yeah.
hand. Yeah, yeah, he would just jump out and he'd eat it and he'd go right back in. It was really cool. And it took forever to teach him to jump out and get it because I had him when he was like this big. And by the time I actually rehomed him when I was shutting my tank or my ponds and stuff down, he was a good size bass. I mean, he was I think about 10, 12 pounds ish.
Wow.
Like he was a
Yeah, it's a monster.
beast. Yeah, he. Well, the other reason I started I started like shutting stuff down is Slam started slamming everything in the enclosure with him. Like he tried eating one of the Oscars that was as big as him, and I'm like, dude, like you should be full. You're eating stuff. Like we were catching lizards and throwing them in there, and he would eat them, and like stuff like that, and then the tilapia and feeder fish, and so he was constantly eating. But I think his eyes were bigger than his stomach because
Yeah.
he would just try to eat things the same size as him. But then we moved heavily into the reptiles and the turtles and stuff. So we got out of fish. We still keep a small 50-gallon full of just random community fish. My wife's really likes the mollies and the black skirts.
Yeah, those are nice. Black skirt
Um, Yeah, the black skirt tetras, and then I couldn't. We still have a ton of albino cories and some bristle nose albino plecos.
Mm-hmm.
We got a couple of those. We used to breed those actually. We used to breed them. We in the pond. We got a bunch of driftwood, and I put it out there, and I didn't think they would ever breed until I had like 12. And mind you, this is a 3,000-gallon pond, and I had like 12 adult, really large plecos that were dropped off on me from people that just shutting down their tanks, or they caught them in canals and just stuff like that. And then next thing I know, I start looking around and I'm like, okay, there's a lot of black stuff in here or white stuff. Like, what is all this? I stuck my hand in there and it's swimming away from me. I was like, oh, those are babies. That's cool. 6 months after that, we've got a bunch of little plecos like this long.
Nice.
It was nuts. Yeah, it was nuts trying to catch all those. What up, everybody popping in? Ashley, Jay's Rep to Life. Appreciate you jumping in, brother. And then we got Ashley. Oh, FTL Levi in the house. What up, Levi? So what was your first fish to keep?
It was the three gouramis, and the pleco, and they were are they blue spot or blue paradise? They're blue with the black dot on the side, and just a common pleco, and that was the first ones that I kept. I can't remember after that what I got. 'Cause once I got the 55, oh yeah, once I got the 55, I started wanting to build up a community, and that was pretty cool. Yeah, but three gouramis and a pleco in a 10-gallon.
So at what point of your keeping really pushed you to where you're like, I want to keep to, hey, you know what? I really want to breed these.
Well, I had been keeping fish a few years. The 10-gallon, the original 10-gallon that I had, sprung a leak. I was on vacation camping, and I came home one day, and my tank had 2 inches of water in it. I don't know what happened. It just sprung a leak, and all the fish were on the bottom. I'm surprised they were even alive. One of them actually did die. It got stuck in one of the decorations that I had.
Ooh.
When the water drained, it got stuck in there, and it couldn't get out. So I spent like maybe 20, 30 minutes looking for the third. Actually, I have four gouramis. Now that I think about it, four gouramis in a pleco. I was looking for the fourth gourami, and I couldn't find it. And then finally, when I was pulling all the decorations and stuff out, I found the skeleton. So yeah, that tank sprung a leak. I upgraded it to a 55-gallon. Built up a huge community in that. This is like maybe over the course of 3 years, from the time that I first started to the time that I got the 55. Built up a huge community. Started getting into like planted tanks. Was still really like noob, I guess. You know, I had just it was just pea gravel in my tank. Had a mixture of Google stratum, pool filter sand, and then I capped it with some gravel so you couldn't see the sand and the stratum mixed. And then I just was buying a bunch of different plants. You know, nothing really. There was no kind of like layout to it or even like scape. But I was just calling it like my aquatic garden. I was buying plants that I found that were like that I liked to look at. You know, aquatic plants that I thought were cool looking and pretty. And I was just buying them and then plugging them into the tank somewhere where they would look nice, you know, among the rest of the tank plants. Kind of going off the question here, but yeah, I was
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I was experimenting with some stuff, and then actually in my community had a pair of German blue rams that actually spawned for me in the tank, and it was totally unintentional, totally not what my plan was. Well, let me back up a little bit. When I said this is what really got me into kind of breeding. When I was setting up before I had it planted. Let me think. It's been so long, man. At some point in time, I had a community set up in 55. Okay. I remember. I built up the 55 to a point where it's planted, has these decorations in it. It looks nice. It had a bunch of fish. The main two that I want to highlight in the story are some mollies and some German blue rams. I bought the mollies for live food, so when they would have babies, the other fish could eat them. So I had like tiger barbs and angelfish and Buenos Aires tetras, so kind of semi-aggressive eaters. And I wanted them to be able to chase down food, so I got some mollies. I was letting the mollies breed naturally, nothing really, kind of like you stick them in the tank and then they do the rest. It's not really a lot of effort, doesn't take a lot of skill or knowledge. They do it for you. It's a live bear, so the fish comes out and it's a little miniature version of the adult self. It doesn't have to go through a wiggler stage, for some days to a week to where it's just laying on the ground wiggling. It comes out ready to swim. So it's a perfect food source for my other fish. And then, like I said, the German blue rams were in the tank as well. They spawned unintentionally. And that was like the first time that I had seen an egg, laying fish actually breed. And I thought it was super cool. And I was like, hey, man, they bred for me in a 55-gallon community tank. I wasn't trying to breed them. Maybe I can do this. So I was trying to feed the fry with some fry food and like the boiled egg yolk filtered through a coffee filter, like all the different little methods that I was trying to learn to keep the fish babies alive. Well, I basically I crashed the tank because I was feeding so much, not so much food, but the fry food that I was feeding, tiny little particles. If they don't get eaten, they're just sitting in the tank and just rotting basically. And every feeding, every couple of hours, that was what was happening. I was feeding fry food because I didn't know about baby brine shrimp at the time. Feed fry food, a couple hours go by, feed it again. And I was direct feeding. I was putting in a pipette and, putting my hand in the tank and, feeding the cloud of babies. But still, the water flow, the filter, it sinks. You can't get around, that stuff sinking to the bottom and just sitting there. So you add up all these feedings, and this was before I was really even like testing my water, which I don't do now because I'm already to a point where I have everything under control. I can see visually, when my tank looks off a
Right,
little bit.
right.
I already know, but back then I was so inexperienced. But yeah, I thought I was fine just doing my normal water changes, and it was just like I think a slow creep, slow creep because I had those babies for maybe about uh, 3 weeks. I raised them to a point to where they were almost, you could almost tell that they were a little fish. But one day I came home and I noticed all of my fish, most of my fish were dead. Uh, uh, my angels, my mollies were all at the top, gasping for air. Right away, I knew that there was a problem, and I just did a massive water change. Took like 80% of the water out, refilled it, did that again. I did it a few times to try to, take everything out of the tank and not shock the fish too much. But at that point, it was already too late. I don't know how long they were like that. I came home from work one day. At the time, I was working graveyards. Came home from work one day, and that's what I saw when I came home. So basically, tried to save everyone, and the only ones that made it were the mollies that I that I had in the tank. And so, if it wasn't for the mollies surviving, I wouldn't be keeping fish today because I was really crushed that I lost every single fish that I had, acquired over some time, and I had a lot of fish in there. So I was really upset, but the fact that the mollies stayed alive, I'm like, okay, well, it's kind of cool to see them breed. Maybe I'll get a little, experimental with it and do like some line breeding and try to create my own um, strain of molly. Come up with some, yeah, crazy pattern that you don't see normally. So
No, no, I get it. I like that. I did something similar with reptiles and chameleons, so I definitely get that. Um, we wanted to do something that hasn't really been done, and I actually ended up importing veiled chameleons. And so with wild caught imports, it's always a struggle trying to get them to eat and things like that.
right,
But with them being wild caught, I found so many beautiful colors on some of these. So what I started doing was quality in, quality out. And we were breeding the brightest of the brightest chameleons together. And then in the babies, we would keep and raise them up until they're about 6, 8 months old when they're really showing their color. And then we'd keep the best of the best and we'd sell off the other babies that like didn't make the cut, and we kept breeding and line breeding them to where it's the brightest I can make them. And GCG Reptiles is a benefactor of that, as well as Jay's Reptile Life. They got some beautiful chameleons from us, and we ended up producing our own lines. We've got high white. Oh, sorry, give 1 second. Children all ran in here.
you good, bro? Man, I wish I could see who's all in the room and see the comments that you guys are putting up. Oh, okay. Maybe I can see them.
Yeah, you can see them. It's just it covers the screen. It's all
Yeah,
good
you got
though.
it. You got it.
It's
That's
gonna
all
look
right.
good. It sucks about doing it on your phone. If you do it on a computer, you can see everything. But no, like I was saying, was we line bred so much and out crossed, and so that way there wasn't so much inbreeding or anything like that. So we were able to really strengthen that bloodline to where now we produced our own high yellow visuals, our own high blues. We actually crossed and made some orange bloodlines. And then we actually combined a few of them and created what I call the galaxy bloodline. And all that really is, it's not like it's, its own morph for anything. It's just these guys express a very specific color, and it's so bright that it's hard to identify or hard to miss. As to where, like, if you were to go to Petco, PetSmart, go to your average pet store, you're gonna pick up some chameleon, and it might have some yellow and it might have a little bit of blue. But when you compare that type of chameleon to one of ours, you see the difference. I mean, for that specific bloodline, The males are mostly the bright and colorful, but I have females that will rival males in beauty and their brightness and color. It's pretty cool. But that took years upon years to achieve. Um, but I mean,
Yeah, man.
it's pretty cool. So I support you in that, trying to create your own, specific line of Molly there, because that would be pretty cool to
Yeah.
see a type of color strain that isn't so common now.
Mhm. Yeah, the only problem with that is the gestation period for mollies is way too long. It's about 3 months, from the time that they're pregnant to the time that they give birth. It's like 60 to 90 days. So, um,
Oh, that's nothing.
bro, that was too long for me.
When
I'm
you're
like,
looking
I
at
need something quicker than
chameleons,
that.
you look at chameleon gestation. Babies from eggs to babies is 6 to 9 months.
Man, it's like a human being.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it sucks. It's 6 to 9 months to have them hatch out, and then they're not ready. Females are not ready to breed until about a year old. Some people breed them at 8 months. I wait until about a year. So that's why I say it took forever to be able to do what we did.
That's funny.
So 3 months. I'd take a 3 month gamble.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Gestation at 3 months. I put that little effort into that. Why not?
I
I
think what
mean,
it was,
I'm already kind of used to 9.
right. I think what it was for me was like, I wanted to see the results a little quicker, and I'm like, man, for a live bear, like, you sure take a long time to give birth to your eggs, your babies. So, I
Right.
thought about doing guppies, but it didn't really stick. I eventually went to my local fish store and I just donated like 200 mollies to them. Uh,
Damn.
yeah, and I was like, oh, I'm tired of this. I'm gonna do something else. But,
I bet
flipping
they were
around.
happy. Damn.
Yeah, and then over this time, I was actually picking up tanks here and there. Like, so I kept the original 10-gallon. Um, Someone sold me another 10-gallon for like $2 or $3. I found the 220 longs that are on my stand now, and I just was acquiring tanks, and I just was keeping them in the garage. Like, well, I'm gonna fill them up eventually. I'm gonna put something in there eventually. I'm not out of the hobby yet. And yeah, now here I
Right.
am breeding black rams.
So
I don't know
so are
where I
you
thought
trying to
about
do this as a hobby, or are you gonna do it as like a business?
No, yeah, definitely gonna take this to the business side of things. Actually,
Nice.
I haven't actually announced this publicly, so here you go, bro.
Ooh, exclusive. Here
Very
we go.
special. Yeah, I'm going to be getting my everything that I need here to operate as a business here pretty soon. So my tax ID number, I'm going to register and trademark my name, my purchase an LLC, license,
Nice.
bonded. Yeah, like hold on, bro. I want to take this to the point to where obviously fish breeding. I want to do possibly wholesaling on fish. So purchase
I
fish,
like it.
purchase a bunch of fish at a small size, grow them out slightly for a few months, and then go sell them online or to the pet store. Um,
No, for sure.
make a flip out of it. I want to get into aquarium setup and maintenance for people, uh, and basically talk to the person.
That's needed.
Yeah,
I can see that. That
for
is
sure,
definitely needed.
for sure. People want tanks, they just don't want. They don't want to do the work behind it. They don't know anything about it, and they don't want to learn. So if they just have someone who could do it for them, they'd be willing to pay them to do it. And I feel like I have enough knowledge and enough passion to do it. And that's my goal is to have an aquarium set underneath the Vix Aquatics umbrella. And again, I've never shared this with anyone, outside of a private chat. So
No,
you guys
that
hear it
exclusive,
live and
bro. I
direct.
appreciate it.
Uh,
That's so cool.
Yeah, aquarium setup and maintenance, fish breeding. I'm definitely going to do other species. I have the angels. I have the parrots up top. I have my gold ocelotus in my stand in my room. Um, and once
For those
they
that don't
start,
know, Animal House raid, that means my friend from my or Justin from my Animal House just ended his live, and now he sent everybody over here. So everybody's coming over here to say what's up. I appreciate you guys. Moon, what's up? We got everybody popping in the chat. Appreciate you guys. We're trying to bring the community together for everybody that's popping in right now. We're trying to bring more than just reptiles together. We're bringing the fish community, the avian community, and everybody that just loves exotic animals. We're trying to bring them together. So right now, we're trying to. Right now, we're doing an awesome interview here with my boy Vic. And we're trying to get everybody, or try to learn who he is and see what he's working with so far. I mean, this is awesome. I'm learning a lot. Because we never really tried to breed fish other than koi, and our koi they were like one of the easiest things. I didn't really have to do much.
Are they egg layers, or do they like?
Yeah, they lay eggs. So we had what we did is we ended up getting mats, like kind of like a fish net mats, and we put them down when I noticed that they were starting to chase each other. And then once they were done, and you could tell when they were breeding, it's foamy water constantly.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it's nuts. And then oh yeah, it's nuts, dude. They're so crazy when they're breeding. I've seen eggs get flown out of the water. I've seen some stuck to my filters, which are like 4 feet away from the pond. And I'm like, why are there dried up eggs over here? What is going on in there? Like, it's insane.
Yeah, well, they're pretty big, so I can imagine that breeding is, a spectacle.
The breeding for them is intense. Engage community. Freaking moon. But now I appreciate my animal house. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you, the raid guys. So what is your favorite species of fish to work with?
Right now, the black rams got my attention, man. One, because I just think they're so beautiful, and two, they're not very widely available. So if it would be cool, I think it would be cool if I could corner out a little niche for myself in the black ram market, And I think I've kind of in the beginning, I kind of strayed away from posting them so much because I'm kind of this is not really completed, so I don't like to put it out.
No, I get it.
ADHD perfectionism, so since it's not completed and not to where I want it to be yet, it's like I don't want anyone else to see it, because I feel like it's not very good for me. So, what was I saying?
You want to perfect it before you start really promoting it. I get it.
Yeah. So yeah, the black rams, they got me, man. They got me good. Can I turn the camera around with this on this thing?
Yeah. So what you would do is you hit more, go to settings, you'll click camera, and then you'll see a picture of yourself, what you see now, and then what you can do is hit the little drop down. Says camera, or mine says camera 2 facing front 1. You can click whatever other camera you have. I have like 7 cameras on mine.
Okay.
There you go.
A little dirty.
We'll solo you out.
Haven't done a water change yet. That was actually going to be today, but I'm on here with you. But man, you can't even make out. I just love that they're so dark.
Those are really dark. That is really cool,
bro. They're
now. Dark. Do you ship?
Yeah, I ship to the U.S. anywhere in the U.S. I haven't done Hawaii yet. I don't know what's how some people only ship to the continent.
There's a lot that goes to when you're shipping to Hawaii. I swear. So, how big do those get? Are those full grown or?
They're sub-adult size. They're gonna get a little bit bigger. This one right here is almost getting to his I would say young adult.
Okay.
But they're gonna max out. The males around 3 inches tops. The females are gonna be around 2 inches.
Now, are they an aggressive fish, or are they?
Oh yeah, super aggressive. Okay. Super aggressive, bro. And it's funny because they're not aggressive with other fish.
Okay.
But with each other, they're a cichlid. They're a dwarf cichlid, so they have that cichlid personality, bro.
Gotcha.
As a matter of fact, here's proof. Here's proof that I've kept 3 crispy females right there that I'm so upset that got killed. And it's partly my fault because I was trying to present a single mate to two separate males, and they got killed because I put them in there by themselves. Had
Mm.
I put the three of them together in one tank with a male with one male, likely these wouldn't have died. But yeah, I'm keeping these to remind myself to not do that mistake again.
Gotcha.
And it just happened like a week ago, so I'm still really upset about it. But this is the gold ram stock. The black rams, so all the gold rams don't come from any breeding. They're all a byproduct of the black rams. And it's kind of weird because the gold rams, I guess, were used to create the black rams. I don't know how it makes any sense, to be honest, but
that's crazy.
Yeah, when you breed black rams, you're gonna get a little bit of black and a little bit of gold. I get about a 50-50 ratio, but as you can see, everyone wants the blacks much more than they want the golds. So I'm having a hard time getting rid of these. So these are going to be eventually, once I get my license and all that stuff, paperwork, and I'm in actual business, these are going to be cash walking out of the fish store in the next couple months.
For sure, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, so even if I were to take them and get like $3 or $4 per fish, because they sell the local fish store that I would take them to sells them for about $17.
Okay.
And I don't know about for cash, what they would give me for cash, but if I were to take these in as a donation, they'll give me 30% of what the store sells them for in store credit. So you'll basically get, if I were to take these into the pet store today, I'll get about $3 per fish in store credit. Okay, so if I just did that same math, and I know I have about 30 of these rams here, they give me $3 a fish. That's about $100, so
I would so as somebody who does wholesale, I wholesale reptiles to stores and to public.
Mm-hmm.
I do. The average price for most stores is double. So what they pay is double than what they
will do for store credit.
Okay, they sell for $16. Let's say they sell for $10. Then they pay $5. So they pay half of what they sell it.
I see what you're saying. The markup is double.
Yeah. So they double their profit every time they sell it. Now, when you move into more of the higher priced items, like let's say there you go, that's a good one. Black throat monitor. Black throat monitor wholesale is about $350.
Wow.
Retail is about $600 to $800. So you kind of see this is how much they pay. This is how much it's for sale.
Okay.
But every industry is different, when it comes to reptiles to store. Store sounds like store credit. It sounds to me like they're paying you less than what they're paying for it.
Oh yeah,
if they were getting it from the breeder.
Yeah.
So if I were you, I would go, because I do sell to stores. We sell to actually 19 stores now. I would contact them and say, hey, I'm a breeder from this area. This is how much I produce. This is what I produce. I would like to be a vendor for your store. I can bring down some of my animals. If you guys want to test my water, things like that, and see how that goes for you. For sure, instead of just getting in-store credit, let's see if you can try to get paid for it.
The only reason that they don't give me cash now is because I don't have
the LLC.
The business side of things. So they only give cash to the businesses or us. You get what I'm saying? So that's what's holding me up there in terms of that. I've already spoke to the guys. They know who I am in there. I actually, David, if you're watching this or if you see this, shout out to you. But yeah, one of the guys that works at the fish store, the pet store there, he follows me on here on Instagram. And I went in there, and I didn't even know it was him. I didn't know the account was him because I didn't follow him back. I didn't know who it was. He would interact with me here and there, like in my stories, and he would reply to my stuff and stuff here and there. But I didn't know it was one of the gentlemen that worked at the pet store. And I went in one day to get some pinhead crickets, and he's like, "What are you feeding?" a Mediterranean house gecko. And I was like, how did you know? He's like, well, I only helped you identify the baby. And I was like, oh, that was you. And then it clicked like who the guy was, like on Instagram. And that was the first time that's actually happened. One time I went in, I was wearing this shirt. One of the guys from the aquatics, department, he saw my shirt. He's like, "Boost plant, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Let me see your tanks." And I was like, "Bet, bro." So I just busted out my phone and I was showing him all the tanks. And I was like, "Yeah." And this is before I actually landed the Boost Plant sponsorship. Shout out to Boost Plant. Thank you. I was just, purchasing everything from them. I was putting a lot of pressure on them. I wanted them to recognize me and notice me. So they actually sent me this for free, as kind of just like, hey, we know you support us kind of thing. I actually went to purchase this shirt and another shirt. One of them was not listed on the website for some reason in stock, but I forgot what the exact reason was, but I messaged Boost Plant and I was like, hey, do you guys happen to have this shirt in stock? It's not letting me add it to my cart. And they were like, yeah, it should be in stock. Let me check. So they're like, yeah, it's in stock. What size do you want? And I was like, large. And they're like, all right, we're going to send you one, which was this shirt. And I was like, what? No way. That's super, super cool. And they're like, yeah, you support us and we just want to, let you rock some free merch, basically. And I was like, nice.
That's super cool. That's what Zilla did for us. They shot us some pairs of shoes. They got me the green street pythons, and then they were like, hey, would your wife want a pair? I was like, yeah, she probably would. They're like, have her look at the list and tell us what she wants and we'll get it out to you. And so they sent me the green tree pythons, and then my wife ended up really liking their chameleon one, and then they sent that to her. And what sucked was, so I got to wear mine for the first time, and I only ever wear them to expos. When I wore mine to the expo, she didn't get hers in time. They didn't send them at the same time. Mine was done way before hers. So what sucked is the day of the expo, we get a call. They were at the house, and we were at California. So, because we're based in Arizona, so she's like, that's it. I'm driving over getting my shoes. I'll be right back. I was like, no, you're not driving 8 hours one way to go get your shoes.
Wow.
Like she cracked me up.
It's like that, man. When you get that delivery, you got to get it there, bro. You want to get that box.
Right. So that was like that. I was like, there you go. That's something to look forward to when we get home. It's something you get to open that's just yours.
Yeah.
I was like, if it ain't gonna fit my Paul Bunyan feet, because my shoes actually have to be custom made from Zilla, because I'm a size 14. Jeez. And they only go up to size 12.
Wow. So you actually have to get like
custom
order, yeah.
Yeah, mine are special. So
that's cool that they do that for you.
Oh, for sure. No, they even told me that they've gotten that patent down now to where if anybody has large feet like myself that wants a pair of shoes, and they're not able to get them through the website, if you message them directly, let them know that I sent you and tell them that you need this size of a shoe, they can hook you up. And they do everything. They have frogs, lizards, snakes, even bugs. They got like stick bugs on there. Freaking awesome.
Cool.
And
do you have them nearby?
Huh?
Do you have them nearby?
Yeah, I can grab a couple pair. I got one pair. Let me grab it real quick. I'll be right back.
Let's see what they look like. That's pretty interesting. I might have to go buy some. Hop in the chat here, y'all. Everybody's saying hey to everyone in the chat. That's super cool. New comments. Let's see. I grow Godzilla boost with CO2 and UNS light. Live feed ASMR. What are you guys all chatting about?
Live feeding the homie. Jonathan, what up? Link in bio for Zilla. So here, I'll solo out real quick. So these are our green tree python shoes. These guys are dope. I've only worn them once. As you guys can see, these I wear big freaking shoes.
Super big, bro.
But they are super comfortable. Like I'm a heavy set guy, I'm a big guy. And so I don't like being on my feet very long. I walked around Pomona, and for those who don't know, Pomona is arguably the largest show in the US besides Tinley. Like venue size, they're huge. But these shoes are so comfortable. I was walking around carrying a giant monitor, half my freaking size, or if not a little over half my size, about a good 4 or 5 foot. I'm walking around for like 3 hours nonstop with wearing these shoes, and my feet were not killing me by the end of the day. Like wow. It was insane. I love the quality of these shoes. They're friggin' awesome, super comfy, and they're really squishy on the inside too. Like they're really good on the inside. But yeah, these shoes are awesome, super comfy. I don't know where my wife's shoes were. I was hoping I could find them real quick, but I don't know what happened to hers. But I got both shoes. I made an awesome reel with these too.
I think I had seen that.
Yeah, link in bio, guys, if you guys are looking for some awesome merch. And for business owners, people that want their own like personalized shoe to have like their you guys can put your fish on there, things like that. If you want to put your logo on those shoes, you can do that. Just message them directly, let them know that Darian from Rodriguez Reptile sent you over there. They will take care of you and hook you guys up. Patrick from Graceful Serpents is actually one of the very first people who have done that. His shoes are already being shipped out. And he's got his logo and his personal snake on his shoes, and they look phenomenal. I can't wait to see how his shoe really turns out. I'm excited to see how that came out. I myself haven't personally made one yet. I'm still thinking what reptiles I want on my shoe, because I keep more than just one species. We keep like average 40-something species.
Wow.
Of just snakes, lizards, monitors, frogs, all the whole 9 yards, turtles. So we've got tons of different things. So I don't know what animals to put on there, and I don't think I can really make a good collage. So I'm trying to work that all out.
Sounds like you need a few pairs, bro.
But for sure, I have a few pairs. Actually, I couldn't find my other ones, but we got rattlesnake ones, and one of our personal snakes is actually the sponsor of that shoe. So I thought that was really cool that they put one of our animals on their shoes. I thought that was really cool. But back to you. If you guys do want an awesome pair for Christmas or anything, and you're looking to get something cool, guys, link in bio. If for Zilla Footwear, they have some really cool things, guys. If you're looking for something specific, if you want to add your custom on it, message them directly, Instagram or Facebook. Let them know Rodriguez Reptile sent you, and they'll take care of you guys for sure.
Plug right there.
So what is your goal as a breeder?
Right now, like I said, the Black Rams are my main focus. I want to try to get some different genetics into my tanks here, so that way I can strengthen the bloodline. I don't want to inbreed,
right.
I can avoid it. So I actually have some Rams in the stand here from Daku Aquatics. If you guys know who he is on Instagram, he's got his little setup, not little setup, but he's got a Black Ram breeding setup out in Florida. He's super cool.
Okay.
We mess sometimes, and I get some advice from him. He's been doing it a couple years longer than I have, so he's a little further in terms of like experience. But yeah, he's super cool. So I have 3 fish from him. I had 6, but man, telling you, man, cichlids are just something else, dude. They killed each other. So I'm down to 3. one male and two females. Um, and I'm hoping to get some breeding action out of his fish and my fish, so I can put those in my my stock and mix things up from there. So, but once I get if all six of these pairs start breeding for me,
Okay.
I'll have enough between those six pairs, enough fish to cross all the genetics with, because I'll have at least three pairs with one of my fish, hopefully, and one
Okay.
of Doc Blue's fish. So
So you're out crossing so
yes,
that way you don't
yes.
inbreed. I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
So I'm just trying to
Um,
work on the black rams, man, and double down on that. Get a good stock of those going, and use the black rams really to fund everything else.
so what is your most anticipated pairing or hatching for this season, or this upcoming season?
I would have to say the rams, for sure, the black rams, because I don't have any fish breeding right now. A few more than a few months ago, I had at one point last year, around this time last year, I had two pairs that were breeding for me like clockwork, dude. I was getting clutches out of them basically like every other week from each one of them. I had them both in a 20 long.
Nice.
Yeah, both in a 20 long. It was separated. If you look back far enough back on my profile, you'll see all that stuff. It's all on there on my Instagram. But they were breeding for me, and that's pretty much how I got to this. I saw that I could breed them. I saw that I was having some success. It was very hard to learn how to do it, but I saw that I could do it. So here I am. So once I'm excited
I
because I have,
like
like
it.
I said, potentially six pairs ready to breed here. Not by the end of this year, early next year.
So I got a handful left. I think I've only got like 4 more questions left for you. We've been on actually already almost an hour. Um, Time flies when you're having fun. I didn't think we've been on that long. So where do you see the collection 5 years down the road?
It's hard to say, man. It's so hard to say because I'm like resisting myself right now to commandeer the rest of my garage space to my wife. It's so hard, man. Like I'm already telling myself I need another rack, and I have room just to that side of this rack. You can kind of see like a little bit of a void right there.
Mhm.
That's my water storage. It's a pellet gun that I use to shoot squirrels in the backyard, and those are all my fishing poles over there in the corner. But right here, there's like a space where I could fit a second rack very easily if I just clean up my mess, which normally isn't like that. But I have my water change stuff
No,
in
I
there.
get it.
Yeah, so eventually, I mean, at least for sure, I can say the garage will be wall-to-wall tanks. 5 years from now, maybe small storefront. Who knows?
There you go. There you
There's
go.
nothing.
You gotta think. You gotta think big. I like
Yeah,
that.
there's nothing locally owned in my area for fish in my city
Uh-huh.
specifically. So I could potentially open up a fish store, like specifically fish, and I'll be the local fish store. So
That'd be good.
who knows? Who knows? And then
I mean, you're Cali, man. You know, since Kev's getting you into reptiles, now you got to open a fish reptile store.
maybe I'll open up a storefront and I'll have Kevin bring all of his exotics, and we'll sell them out the same front. Maybe I'll go up to where he's
There you
at, a little further north.
go. That's cool. So I should. All right. So I'll definitely looking forward to seeing some big things from you. So have you ever thought about moving into saltwater?
Yes, and it would not be anything for profit. It would be solely display tank, but I want a few saltwater tanks. I think it would be really cool to set up like a shallow tank for like frags and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Different kind of coral and things like that, and anemones, and just have a 55-gallon. They call them low boys, and it's just like a big square. It holds 55 gallons of water, and most people use those for either like a pond style setup or for a frag tank, and they just have a ton of different corals in the tank. I think that would be really cool. Then I would probably put some fish that were symbiotic to the stuff that I was keeping, so they could like live inside the anemones and the corals, things like that. And then I would like to have like I love seahorses, so I think it would be cool to have some seahorses. Um, I think it would be cool to have some garden eels. If you don't know what those are, they're just a little eel that will stick their head out of the sand about a couple inches, and they just they're
Oh,
like you could look them up, bro. There's tons of them. Tons
they
of them.
look like grass type things, like
Yeah,
on
there's
the
so
bottom, and
many that
there's
it
tons
looks
of
like
them.
it's a lawn. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
those are super cool. And I would just probably keep like just some oddball saltwater fish. Nothing too crazy. Every time I go into the Petco nearby me to buy cat food for the cats, I always look at their saltwater stuff and I'm like, man, I'm just so tempted to just put a little 10-gallon saltwater tank together real fast, but I gotta wait. Gotta wait.
My wife's trying to talk me into taking a corner of this reptile room, putting in a 100-gallon tank for salt water because she wants to get a dogface puffer and just she wants puffer fish.
Not a bad idea, bro.
I told her if she gets a puffer fish that I'm gonna have no choice but to get a stingray. Or a small shark.
That's a fair trade.
I told her, I was like, we're going to go big. We're going big, and I'm getting a saltwater stingray because I can't have freshwater stingrays in Arizona. It sucks, but
Really?
Yep, in Arizona we can't have freshwater stingray. We can have saltwater because we don't have saltwater here, but we can't have freshwater because if somebody decides to let them go, they could potentially become invasive. They could thrive out here, apparently.
That's what they say.
Yeah. They say it would. I think it would die. I don't think it would survive. But you never know. How are your guys' fish laws out there? Like, you don't have to have permits for anything, do you?
There's a lot of fish that you can't keep in California.
Is there really?
Yeah, I can't have piranhas.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
I can only have, I believe, a silver arowana. I can't have an Asian arowana. It has to be, I think. What are the other girls from Indonesia? I think.
Indonesia, yeah.
Yeah. So, you can't have certain fish here. For sure, you can't have certain fish here. I don't know too much the regs on that. I should probably learn them more, being that being that I want to pursue this as like a full-time venture, but I don't have to that point. Like because I know right now I'm learning all of everything that I need to acquire to operate as a business. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, what do I have to do? What do I gotta get? And I'm like on the internet and doing a lot of reading right now. But if you're watching and you're business savvy, feel free to hit me up and give me some advice, please, because I like my wheels are spinning, so.
Person to message would be Patrick from Graceful Serpents. He just went through the whole LLC process just recently. So I feel like he would be the best person to talk to about it. Granted, he's from Arizona, so your guys' regs might be a little different than Arizona's, but for the most part, he should be able to give you the basic rundown. So I'll have him. I'll give you his contact info after this for sure. Oh, do you? Okay, cool. Yeah. So Patrick's a great dude. Yeah, he's a great friend. So then this would kind of help yours, or this question would pertain to you kind of. If you had the chance, all permits and experience needed to own one or a pair of any type of fish, what would it be and why?
That's a good one. And it's hard for me to answer that because, like I said, I don't know exactly what's
illegal, what's not.
Yeah, none of the fish I keep are on a banned list. So I've never thought about what is on the banned list here in California. Like I said, I know I can't keep piranhas. I know I can't keep an Asian arowana.
Yeah, see, if I was asked that question, I think my answer would be piranhas. I totally own some piranhas.
Yeah, I would love a red belly tank.
I think that'd be cool.
Super cool. I think that would have to be my answer, bro.
Yeah.
Because I have always wanted a piranha tank, and it's
Same.
one of those things that were since I can't have it, I don't think about it, you know.
Right.
But now that you said that, that would be super cool to see and to have, and I would totally do like um, try to do like a biotope, you know, style setup for that, and just
For sure.
that's so cool to see.
I think
Yeah.
that'd be so cool. So I only got a couple more questions. I have one funny question for you. How many followers do you need to tell your spouse that you're too famous to take out the trash?
Ooh, bro, man, I think if I hit the maybe I think because fish keeping is kind of a niche, you know, so to have a large following in a niche hobby is kind of saying something. But I think maybe
Right?
if I were to step up above over 20,000, 20 to 50K, I'd probably try to pull that. And that's still a smaller account tag. You know, there's other accounts that are larger than that, but I think at that point I could be like, babe, I got 20,000 followers. I don't have to take the trash out anymore.
It's funny. I did a couples live just this before and it was funny. I had a couple of my friends and their wives on it. My wife here, and for those that don't know, my wife or for those that aren't followers or anything, my wife yep, there it is. My wife is keen with the chancleta, or the chancla, and she likes to throw that at me a lot.
That's funny.
So when I asked that question, I could immediately feel the intensity of stare down, and everybody answered like, "Oh, I wouldn't do that to her," and the other one was like, "Oh no, I that's why I got kids for it." I'm like, "Men are too young; they won't do that." And I'm just thinking to myself, and then I look at my wife, and she's sitting here just. I'll show you. She's going like this. It's funny as hell. She got her chocolate on. She's sitting there going, "What's your answer?" No.
Yeah. Go take the trash out. It's like a.
So, me being me, I'm a smartass. So I was like, "What are you talking about? I already got 2,200 followers. I'm too famous as it is. You go take the trash out."
Right.
Yeah, my ribs still hurt.
Oh, still feeling that one.
Still feel that one.
Is that your wife right there that you have pinned onto the screen?
No, that's a friend of mine. That's Moon over Miami. That's a homie. No, my wife's actually outside hanging out with the kids, trying to keep them quiet for me.
I was gonna make a comment on the name Moon over Miami. Makes me want some what is it? Oh gosh, I forgot the plate, but it sounds like Moon over Miami. Gosh, I just totally forgot the name of the meal. What it's called.
I can't think of it. But no, yeah, she's her name is Destiny, and if you ever look at a lot of the pictures, if I ever send sticker or packs and stuff to people, we ended up a friend of mine from Military Morphs, Kayla. She does pictures for people, like logos and stuff, and she actually made one. She took a still shot from a video of my wife hitting me with the chancla, and it hit me square in the face, and it pushed my glasses over. Right, it's good. It was a good throw. And she took that picture and turned me into a cartoon, and the going trend is hashtag It's Your Destiny, because my wife's name is Destiny. And so I always mess around with her, and I was like, it's your destiny, messing around, trying to make fun of her name. I would get hit. And so that's been the starting trend for my followers is, hashtag It's Your Destiny. So we made that sticker, and yeah, everybody that gets it that doesn't normally follow me or understand it, they're like, "This is weird. What is this?" And then so go ahead and watch it live, or when my wife's around, you'll see what I mean.
That's so funny.
So I have two more questions. If you had advice for someone wanting to get into breeding, what would your advice be to them?
every failure is a lesson, because I cannot tell you how many clutches of black ram eggs that I lost before I finally figured out what was wrong. I must have had 2 to 3 months of failed clutches from both of my pairs that I could not seem to even hatch the eggs out myself. Um, it wasn't until I finally flipped over the right stone and found the piece of information that I needed that led me to do some things to where I could begin to breed them, you know. But if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for me um, persisting, you know, and trying to figure out what the problem was, I wouldn't be here, you know. And just recently, just the other day, the power went out in our neighborhood. I think someone hit a transformer, or maybe just it was so cold that power went out. But when it came back on, and mind you, I had just set up. I got 14 heaters running in this tank in this stand. I don't choose to heat the room because then it would be too hot in here to work. You know, I would rather heat the tanks individually, and then plus uh, I can turn up and down the temperature on each tank individually. But basically, I had just set up all the heaters, and everything was good before the power went out. But when the power went out and it came back on, all of the heaters kicking on was combined with everything else that's in the garage, like the water heater, and I have my lights and all that stuff. It was just too much for the circuits to handle in the garage, and the power in the garage kept tripping, and I couldn't figure it out. You know, couldn't figure out why. And my dad and I just had to the other day go out to my circuit breaker panel and add 2 circuits out there for extra power for the garage, so that way I could have enough power sources in the garage that were split up between all the appliances and everything else in here to be able to not have the power tripping like that, you know, again. So it's a lot of trial and error, man. A lot of internal notes, mental notes, and you know, back to the drawing board. But yeah, just every failure, even though it's a failure, try to learn from it. Try to figure out what you did wrong. Try to figure out you know, what variable you can change and make more constant to allow a better experiment on the next run. Because like I said, it's a little tricky to do the black ram thing, so I was trial and error experimentation for a few months before I actually got it down and was able to take the eggs that were laid and hatch out some wigglers. Some have, you know, babies wiggling at the bottom of my tank, and then I had to learn how to raise them up to where I could keep them alive and grow them out and try to sell them. That was a new journey that I had to learn. Once I mastered the hatching, and okay, this is the exact specifications that I need to hatch the eggs. Now I have to learn how to raise the fry and bring them up to a sizable, you know, a decent size where I could sell and breed them. So it's all a learning process. Don't get discouraged. You know, I was actually pretty discouraged the other day when the power kept shutting off here in the garage and I couldn't figure out why. You know, I was very frustrated. You know anything about ADHD and autism brains, it's emotional regulation is something that is hard for people with those things to handle. So I was very frustrated at the fact that the power source to my garage was faulty for some reason, and I couldn't figure it out. And I was, you know, talking with my dad, and he was like, "Man, it's always something like this. I'm always having to go over some hurdle to get to where I want to be. But you know, if it's not for those things, then you know, almost anyone would do it, and it wouldn't be so special. It wouldn't be so meaningful. It wouldn't be as satisfying. You know, probably the joy that I get from it wouldn't be the same. You know, if it was easy. But yeah, every failure is a lesson."
For sure, man. I like that. I like that answer because, you know, I like asking this question to a lot of people, you know, asking to reptile fish keepers and others, you know, like this really pertains to you. And when you answer this question, you really, when subconsciously or consciously, you think of like yourself when you're getting into it. If you and you give the advice as if you were giving that advice to your past self.
Yeah.
So it's something that I really enjoy asking because it's a real heartfelt, advice to, as if you were giving that advice to your past self. And I think that's just amazing, and I hope people take that to heart. That I think that's just great, man. That's awesome.
Thanks, bro.
So last question here, because you've already given us a lot of your time, and I really appreciate it.
No worries, man. It's been fun.
I appreciate that. I really do, because a lot of people, I know, like when you jumped on in the beginning, you were a little nervous. And I hope that you had a lot of fun doing this, and because as we were going on, you kind of relaxed and got excited a little bit, and I really like that because that's what I try to do is I try to make this like a laid back experience, and it's not like so super professional. It's still fun.
Foreign, little outside of my realm. I struggle even to motivate myself to make content for YouTube. I have a few shorts up on my YouTube page. I have nothing that's long form, and I know I need to do it. And I have enough tanks and enough stuff in my home to make content, and like I could just vlog myself doing my water changes and setting up my tanks. And it just, it's a hard thing for me to motivate because it's a foreign thing for me. I'm a little apprehensive. So coming into this was like, I was like totally unsure of how to even operate. That's why I was asking so many questions. Like, okay, so I wanted to make sure that I knew how to even come on here and get the camera going. So
no, I'm glad you jumped on and did this. I hope that I know it's a bit hard trying to do something new. Like I originally started on Facebook, and everybody was moving to Instagram, and I'm like, man, I don't want to be on Instagram. I rather Facebook, and everybody's using hashtags on Instagram. And I used to make fun of people that made hashtags, and now I'm that dude making hashtags. And
right.
Like before, I didn't understand the purpose of hashtags, and then I find out that people actually follow that specific hashtag. So now they're able to see that.
Mm-hmm. They work
and so like it pushes your post so much farther. And everybody just dropping your links in the comments.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
So my last question for you, before I'll let you go here, is how can my people find you?
I am on Instagram, very active on Instagram, at Vix_aquatics. Link has just been dropped in the chat. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. And I'm on YouTube. That is going to be the same, Vix Aquatics. You might have to search for me because there is another person with that name, but they haven't posted from like 10 years ago. I'm hoping to where once I start posting enough and getting enough engagement and traction and stuff on my page, that I'll be like that top search, because there's no other accounts really with that name. And then you could, if you want to email me, vixaquatics@gmail.
My best advice to you when it comes to YouTube and stuff, take one day that you're off, make as many short videos, long videos, whatever you're doing that day, just take some videos, sit down that day after you're done, go through your videos, and then turn them into like YouTube shorts, Instagram videos. You can schedule your stuff out, especially on YouTube. YouTube, you can actually schedule your posts out.
Mm-hmm.
So you can set a date and a time for each one of those. And so if you just sit down and give one day to just videoing, taking care of the animals, doing stuff that you normally would do, but videotape it, you can then put that into all of your posts, and then you have your stuff set from Monday to the next week, and you can continue like, hey, I've got free time. I'll make a couple videos, add that to the end of it, and keep going on and on. That's my best suggestion on that.
I really do appreciate it. The holdback for me though is, again, with the ADHD stuff that I got going on in my head, it's a little tough.
I get it.
little tough to manage sometimes because if something is foreign for me and I cannot figure it out instantly and I can't be good at it right away, it is very
Yep.
hard for me to even try to do that thing. And like, not to sound boastful or anything, but I'm the kind of person that I can pick something up and master it very quickly. You know,
Yep.
that's just how my brain is wired. I'm constantly trying to
No,
figure things out.
no, I'm the same way.
Yeah,
I'm the same way. Like doing this. Like there's times, you know, if I post a video and it only gets like 10 views, I get discouraged that way. You know, I'm like, man, why did I hit the algorithm? Why did I do this? And I start, you know, like
Mhm.
this is an awesome banger video, but it's not reaching what it should be. Things like that. And it really starts to bother me. And then there's some videos that will, you know, I post and next thing I know, it's got 7,000 views in under
Yeah,
a minute. And I'm like,
TikTok.
okay, whoa, I really got put on that algorithm and it's hitting. So it's things like that. It throws you off, you know.
Give me one
And I
second,
get
bro.
it, you know, with the ADHD.
I'm gonna hold that. I'm gonna turn on my power. I thought I was charging my phone this whole time, and I just got a
No, you're
notification.
good. I'm gonna let you go.
Oh
You're all
man,
good.
go
That was
have
the last
fun.
question. Is how everybody could find you. So
Oh, okay.
I'll let you go. That was the last thing. I really appreciate you jumping on and giving me your time and you know sharing your passion with us. It means a lot to me and a lot of my viewers. Quick shout out again to our sponsors, guys. Make sure you guys check them out. We got Fry's Critters, huge supporter. He was here for a while. I know he's got a lot going on. You know, check him out. Instagram, Facebook. He's trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on Instagram. Once he hits that 1,000 subscribers, he will be doing a giveaway. So make sure to try to help or smash that follow button from my boy over there, as well as Zilla Footwear, guys. They have some amazing quality shoes. I would not be supporting them if I did not have their merch and trust them myself. If you want personalized items like you know your personal reptile and your logo or your aquatic animals and your logo on there, make sure to message them personally through Instagram, Facebook, and let them know that Rodriguez Reptiles sent you over there and they will take care of you guys. And with Christmas around the corner, it would not be a bad gift, guys. I mean, I'd be happy. No,
There's some pretty sweet shoes, bro.
I appreciate it.
They look awesome.
I was stoked when they popped that up. Here is Mitzi, one of our awesome moderators, as well as Ashley from RNA Shenanigans.
Thank you so
Dropping
much.
everybody's links. That is your YouTube link right there in the comment. So guys, make sure to go over there and smash that follow button for my boy over there on YouTube. Let's try to encourage him to jump on, guys.
You guys will motivate me to get some content out. It's the editing, man. It's the editing. You know, because I get a huge imposter syndrome. You know, talking to the camera. To come on here and like to talk to you or talk to people like on the other end, it's easy for me, right?
Yep.
But to talk to the camera is a little awkward. So that kind of you know.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw my video with the rattlesnake, with the baby that I was doing. I just posted it up a couple days ago. I did 17 retakes of that because I hate the way I sound and I feel weird talking to nobody.
Yeah.
So I get that so much. I can jump on lives and chill and have conversations with anybody. But when I'm doing it myself and talking to myself or talking to people that aren't there, it throws me off. So I get that so much.
Yeah.
The best way I can say it is pretend the camera has people looking in. That's pretend you're live.
Yeah. Talk to the camera as if it's a person.
Exactly. As if you're trying to, as if you're doing a live and you're just soloed out and you're just talking to people is the best way I can, because that's what I do. Yeah. I pretend that I'm talking to people like on the phone and all I can see is myself right now because I'm soloed out. That's the best way I can help.
Right. That's good, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Anytime. Appreciate you, Mitzi. Ashley, our awesome our moderators. You guys are awesome. You know, it means a lot having you guys here. Our moderator team, guys, give them a round of applause. Those guys are awesome out there. Mitzi, our #1 fan for all, our literally one of the first people in our videos, and one of the very last people to leave. Ashley is a huge supporter. Appreciate her, and her family over there. They are awesome people. But Vic, I appreciate you jumping on, bro. It means a lot. I had fun. I hope you had a lot of fun doing this. This was great.
Yeah, maybe once I get an update for you, maybe I get another rack or something.
Oh, for sure. Well, we do hangout lives too. So if you ever want to jump on and to hang out with us and just talk to your animals and, express your passion to more than just, instead of just a one-on-one, we'll have a few people on. We have like our friend who has cobras and stuff like that. We'll all just talk and, just hang out.
For sure.
And I would love, if you want to just hang out with us, dude, anytime, you're more than welcome to hang out with us and jump on the panel.
Now I'll bust out my geckos and my tarantula.
Hey, there you go. What? You had a tarantula?
Yeah, I forgot to mention that earlier. Yeah, I got a sun tiger.
That's awesome, dude. I breed tarantulas, so I think that's awesome. We breed a little of everything. That is super cool. What kind of species is it?
It's Armenia. I can't forget the exact scientific name. It's a Venezuelan sun tiger.
Scientific names.
Venezuelan sun tiger. It's a movable tarantula. It's arboreal species. It's about this big right now.
Cool. So it's just a little dude.
Yeah, little sling. But my wife tells me not to hold it because of how venomous they are. But
yeah, sun tigers, they're a little bit of a pain. Those dudes, they're not gonna kill you or nothing unless you have a really bad like allergic reaction. But the bite from those dudes kind of does suck. It's like a burn, more of a burn than anything else. But no, I've been bitten twice.
Like a day or two, pain wise.
Oh, the pain. Oh, it lasts like a day. Then again,
yeah, it's gonna be different.
I get bit by a lot of things, and I've been bitten by the actual venomous snakes, and have the antibodies for a specific venom strain. So it may not be as bad because of that, but it still sucks. The bite still sucks.
I don't plan on getting bit anytime soon, and I hope it doesn't ever happen. But I am prepared for if that were to happen.
If you want to hold a tarantula, my suggestion would be get an Arizona blonde or a desert blonde. They are very, very mellow tarantulas. Great beginner tarantulas.
Oh, bro, but I'm already holding the sun tiger. What do I need those for?
Yeah, right. I mean, those do get a lot bigger though. The Arizona blondes get about the size of your palm. I wouldn't say the size of your hand. That's more like my Goliath bird eaters. Those ones get huge.
I might have to get a bird eater, bro.
Oh, dude, I got salmon pink bird eaters, and then the burgundies. And those dudes are huge. Those dudes are fun. I had a burgundy. He's huge, but he's wicked fast. And I was cleaning his cage, and he done ran up my arm and was on my shoulder by the time I could literally want to say something. Like I was about to yell, but I was so petrified. I'm like, there's a tarantula.
Yeah, they're fast, dude. They're fast.
Yeah,
actually,
they're fast.
The sun tiger that I have did that to me too. And even though it's this big, that thing took off my arm, and you can't freak out. You know?
Stop them. You just got
no. Gotta let it do its thing. And I was just like, this thing was like right here too. It was super cool though.
I forget the exact tarantula I had, but I had one go up on my face and under my glasses, and all I see is his fangs going like this over my eye, and I'm like, "Yep, this is how I lose my eye. This is how it does. This is how it's done."
Totally could go blind.
Yep, I'm like, yep. So I took my glasses off and I used them to kind of push him off my eye, and then it jumped on my glasses, and I kind of just put it in its cage. I was like, he's gonna keep those. I'm blind without my glasses, and everybody's like, "Are you gonna get those glasses back?" I'm like, I'm gonna send my wife in there. No, she wouldn't do it. She's like, you're either blindly sticking your hand in there, or you're gonna live blind. You're gonna get a new pair of glasses. I ain't sticking my hand in there.
Man,
she's like, you're on your own.
We're definitely gonna have to hang out again, dude.
For sure, bro, for sure. Well, I appreciate you jumping on. Everybody in the chat, you guys are all amazing. You guys help keep the channel going. Shout out to the sponsors for helping us out. If you guys are there, everybody's links are down in the comments. Make sure to check out my boy Vic on Instagram and on YouTube. Links were dropped, so make sure to check them out. Let's try to give him a bunch of subscribers on YouTube, guys, so that way we can push him to get on here.
Yeah, force me to make content.
But all right, guys, appreciate everybody, and we'll catch you all on the next one.
See you, buddy.